out of 27 best points won. Do you ever remember a stat like that? And did you feel it during the match?
No, I actually had no clue that my stats were that good coming in, because Fernando did have some good chances for good passing shots, and okay, now looking back, I don't remember missing too many volleys and overheads and all that stuff, but probably half the time I didn't even have to volley, because it was hard to hit a good pass. It was windy, and usually when I do come in, it's probably on one of them I can be very offensive on, But I would try to play offensive against Bjorn Powell my second round match, and I did lose more points than I was hoping to, but I think that gave me the confidence today to move forward, and the conditions helped that because it was quicker during the day.
Roger, what are your thoughts on the Davis Cup tie against the Netherlands in Amsterdam? Do you think you'll be there?
Yeah, I'll probably take a decision soon, but it's obviously one that's a interesting choice of surface from their side, playing outdoors on clay. But then again, it's an exciting tie because the Dutch fans are always amazing. I remember when I played there 2004, maybe, I'm not sure how long ago it was, 2003 I think it was. We had a great time in Arnhem, and I hope obviously the Swiss can win, but it's going to be difficult. Away ties in Holland are always very difficult.
But will you be there?
Don't know yet. I'll take a decision next 10 days. 10 days of a lot of things, a lot of happening in my life.
Roger, the Spanish media published today that Rafa Nadal might not play until next year. How do you feel about it? And did you have ever a conversation with him about his many injuries and maybe
No.
some advice about how to improve?
No, we never really spoke about it. Even though we see each other, he sees me getting taped up, I see him getting taped up. We see each other getting, sort of warming up for matches and so forth. But you never really talk about I think that's quite personal, except if one guy goes up to the other. But we're both very open and honest, So when I ask him how he's feeling and he's not feeling well, he'll tell me, right now I'm tired or I'm a little injured, and there's no real secrets out there because he knows, and I know when we tell each other that stuff, it doesn't leave the room, and that's a nice relationship I have with Rafa. It's based on a lot of trust, and so it's obviously not great news, but one that was a possibility. So I'm not shocked about the news, but I'm still hopeful that he'll be okay for the rest of the year.
Rafa's obviously going through a tough time, and my question is, aside from doing all these press conferences time and time again, Roger, what's the toughest thing you've had to go through in your career?
Well, it depends what tough is. I don't know. I've had tough moments out there. I can't recall one, but I've had so many nice ones that when it gets extremely tough, when you get tough questions or tough trips or tough matches and you have to explain yourself, whatever that might be, it's okay from time to time to have to go through that, and you learn from it and you deal with it and you move on. You always try not to make the same mistake a few times, but it's happened to me as well. So yeah, I can't recall now a particular one.
For your game management, when you are having a tough time out on the court, is the most important thing to stay calm and just.
Well, it is actually quite difficult. You're always in the limelight when you're out in center court, and that's almost every match for me now. There's no hiding spot out there. Doesn't matter how long you're out there for. Might be 5 hours, and basically the TVs are just waiting for something to happen, So, and it will not go unnoticed. And I don't want to say you always have to be on your best behavior, but it's that can be tricky and difficult sometimes, especially when you're younger, because you're not quite aware of it yet. And it's a very respectful game towards fans and your opponents and all that stuff. So I'm happy it's that way, but obviously it's not always so easy to be composed about everything that goes out there, because we also have many emotions, and we don't always feel great every day. when something's hurting or when you're sick or doesn't matter what it is, and you're trying to not show anyone. It's tricky because they zoom in on you, and you know that. So you just try to go with it, and you get used to it eventually.
Roger, when you started out, social media was not what it is today. Is that better for a player to be able to tell people in their own words, or is it better to be judged by the outside world?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's true. Social media didn't exist when I was coming along. I don't remember anyone doing it back then yet, and now it's gotten really big. Obviously, now we have a lot of quick news, quick info, almost a bit too much for my liking at times. You know that sometimes you don't go in depth anymore. It's just a matter of firing out a lot of information as quick as possible. So you definitely have to get used to that as well. You know. So the question was exactly?
It's okay. You know, from your
I'm a little slow, you see, not as fast yet.
From the athlete's standpoint, are you happier being able to give out the information yourself via tweets, or do you want other people to judge you?
Well, I mean, I started using my website for that some time ago. Whenever I had an announcement to make, whatever, I mean, important or not important, at least it was a neutral platform, you know, so not the journalist would feel betrayed or whatever that I used maybe one to announce something, so I just put it on the website and people did it what it was. But then for me, most important was that I could communicate with fans, you know, and the communication through, you know, with the media, it happens for me here. I don't necessarily need social media to communicate more with you guys. I don't think I am doing so much media all the time. And then for me, most important are the supporters and the fans that travel the world with me, and when I see them at practices or matches, this is when I want to, you know, interact with them. And of course now there is this platform. Of course, from time to time I do write stuff as well, but it's not my favorite thing to do. But I do it because I know that the fans take pleasure, and I don't actually post for anyone else but the supporters and the fans. So people use it differently, you know. I use it that way, still very casually, but seems to work so far. But we'll see how it goes in the future because things are changing.
Roger, Stan said yesterday that if you played more doubles, you could be the best doubles player in the world. Do you think practicing for the doubles at the Olympics and playing doubles at the Olympics has improved your singles game at all?
Sorry, I don't think so, but repeat yourself again. I just want to make sure I heard that.
Just as it's improved your volley or your play at net.
Right.
Do you feel that obviously you played doubles 4 weeks ago at the Olympics? Do you think
If that helped me.
Has that positively impacted your singles play?
Oh, no. I played 2 matches. Yeah, we practiced. I think we had 2 practice sessions for it. We're very professional. No, I used to play a ton of doubles when I was younger. That helped me. I don't know how many doubles tournaments I played in my life, but I played a lot, particularly my first, I'd say, 5 years on tour. And now, honestly, it's just too much happening for me to play too many doubles. But I do believe, for instance, where I played more doubles, let's say 2008 Olympics, where I went and played maybe 5 matches, and we did play some more doubles tournaments before that. I really felt that benefited me coming into the US Open that year, and I was very good at net. So I do believe that you can take away a lot from doubles because you have less time on the return at net as well. And but this time around, no, it didn't help me, unfortunately.
Roger, after the match today, you mentioned that as you were serving for it, you had some memories of the semifinal last year.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit more about that, or tell us a little bit what was going through your mind, or what triggered those memories?
Well, I thought it was similar atmosphere. I guess against Novak, it was later in the day. Just an assumption I have. I'm not sure anymore. But I just felt the atmosphere, for instance, now Labor Day weekend, or then also at the end, you know, in the semis or finals, that those day matches have a different atmosphere to the night session matches. And now I played 2 night, and now coming out during the day, kind of when I walked on, it reminded me already the ovation I got from that particular match. And then when I, you know, got up to serve for it, I think it was the same end. I served against when I was against Novak, and let's just try to serve this one through. Doesn't matter if you think about it or not, but it's just it was funny that I thought about it in a third round match, but I'm happy I survived it, and I played a really good last game, so I'm happy.
How do you feel physically after your first game match in New York's humidity? And I don't want to read into it, but it sounds like you may have a little bit of a cold right now. You're sniffling a bit?
No, it's just a lot of air conditioning in this country, you know. So I've been up and down for the last couple of weeks, actually, but I'm happy. You're right. I have a little bit of a blocked nose, but not bad. No, and today honestly wasn't hot at all for me. It's a bit of a breeze. It almost cools you down a bit. I know when you're sitting there, it feels even warmer, but for us, it was for me anyway. It was no problem, and I enjoyed it. Had a great time out there, and I was happy with my performance today.
Can you compare the two quite different experiences of playing a big match on center court, Wimbledon, versus playing on Ash? Just totally different experiences. But how does that impact you, and what are your thoughts on this? Also, that our sport has such variety.
It's great, you know. I mean, I've played in so many places, and it's true. You have to get used to some of them, you know, because some come totally natural. Some other ones, maybe you're lacking the energy or the fire, or some it's almost too loud, it's too noisy, whatever it might be. So it takes some getting used to. And then also conditions. You mentioned the heat, the humidity, the wind. Obviously, indoor-outdoor tournaments have completely different feel to it as well, because people do react when it's cold. You know, you can't clap so much. You have a lot of stuff. You have an umbrella in your hand maybe when it's raining, so atmosphere changes. So that's always interesting, I think. But then, I mean, you mentioned Wimbledon at the U.S. Open. Now, I don't want to say they could be more different, but there is a big change in it. Obviously, you don't have the night sessions at Wimbledon. I mean, normally you don't. Now it's the roof. You might have some, but it's not the same as here. And then, you know, you have, I don't know, advertising on change events. You have music. You have, you name it, kiss cam. You have fan cam. The whole thing, and it makes you laugh. You know, so the focus is obviously different. I just try to find a way to handle it, and it actually can give you a lift. You know, when you feel that the crowd's having a good time, and but then also some other crowds are really nice, where they just all they care about is forehands and backhands and serves and nice tennis, and there needs to be no other experience but tennis for them. So different countries have different cultures, and that's what I enjoy a lot when I travel the world.